Start with a statement.
Yeah, tough game, tough, hard-fought game. Obviously a disappointed group in our locker room right now. Boise State is an excellent program. They have a great coach in Leon Rice. Obviously, our staff knows them extremely well, and how successful they've been over the years. They won the championship 2 years ago. In the Mountain West, and won the regular season and the tournament. And some of those guys are still here. Dagenhart was a starter on that team, and so we knew what we were facing tonight. A battle-tested group. They've obviously incorporated some new guys, and they shined actually today. Some of the new guys that they've recruited and added to the team. But up one at half. Obviously, early start. We were playing pretty well at the beginning of the game on both sides of the ball. But it's a long game, and when you're playing experienced teams, like Boise State or last night, Iowa State, you got to be in it for 40. And we had too many lulls, offensively, and then too many mishaps. Mishaps, I'm not sure what the word is. Breakdowns probably is the word. Defensively to be able to come out with a victory. And obviously the last play, I should have called timeout once it settled and they took away the first option. We weren't able to get to, the actual action that we wanted. And, I felt like Zeb was going to create a shot at that point and probably should have given us one more crack, at a side out of bounds. And certainly that was my fault.
It looked like Zeb wanted a quick two there. Was that the thinking with that
possession?
possession?
So the play was for him to drive right by the guy, really quickly, and just utilize his speed that he has. God gave him amazing speed. He's really fast. And so the play was for him to, drive hard to his right, which is the way that he likes to go. And then we had a hammer screen on the other side for Max, which he would have thrown. So it was 2 or 3 in the corner. Rice did a nice job of creating a little, help there where Zeb didn't feel comfortable, but getting through there, and he broke it down. He blew up the play.
Coach, you mentioned the fast start. It's 2 games in a row now, but what do you think is leading to these scoring droughts?
Yeah, I just think we're not as efficient as we need to be. The execution is not always there. I think clearly, we're trying to get to the basket as much as we can. We rely heavily on Max right now. That is what it is. Max is a really good player, and we certainly need him to do what he's doing and continue to do what he's doing. Can we get more guys involved? Right. I think that's kind of the next steps. Toby had a nice game today. Right. That was a good game. For him. And so every night it's going to be a little bit different, but we've got to become a little bit more well-rounded from an offensive perspective. And you're not going to do that in 3 days. Here, what we learn from here, we're going to have to take and continue to improve upon and get better. When we get home, because we're learning a lot, about our team. Again, all these teams in this tournament have, visions of playing in postseason and the NCAA tournament, and some will, some won't. It's just how these things go. But we certainly have big dreams of doing that. We feel like we're getting better, but sometimes when you're getting better, the results aren't going to tell you that you're getting better, right? When you get the L there. And so we've got to make sure that we keep these guys motivated, or keep them positive, and as confident as they can possibly be, because we are making progress, but not as quickly as we all want.
How tough is it momentum-wise when they go back and take the points away on the goaltending? They're late out of a stoppage, and you have 2 points off the board. Is that kind of difficult to shake off?
Yeah, 1, all of a sudden it's 3, and that's a difficult thing, for us. But that, they obviously saw it, so there's no gripe in that. It is what it is.
On the firm play, when he was kind of under the hoop there, were you trying to call timeout?
Yeah, and so I thought the players, I was hoping that one of them, so I was trying to get them to look at it to see if one of them had called it. I couldn't see all 5 guys at once, right? But we obviously didn't. So, yes, we were trying to. Because he was falling out of bounds. It wasn't hard to tell. He was getting ready to fall out of bounds there. you try to throw it off the guy, it ends up hitting him.
Yeah. End of the game there. This is kind of 2 games in a row where you need a 3 at the end, and you didn't get the look that you wanted. How frustrating is that as a coach?
Yeah, it's always frustrating. You want to try to get the best shot possible, for your team. And, it comes down to execution, the right screen, but they know what you're trying to do too, a lot of times. And I thought they did a nice job of kind of sniffing it out and sniffing, Zeb's drive there. Rice is an experienced player. He hops right in there and just put a little bit of doubt in Zeb's mind. But again, it's there are more games to be played, right? There's more opportunities for us, and we'll continue to work and practice on making the right plays, and it will happen, when it's supposed to happen.
Is it possible there was a hangover from the last game where Max was forced to shoot the 3 and then Zeb wanted his opportunity?
What do you mean?
Just end of the game there situation. Both of them are leaders. Both of them want the shot.
No, I don't think. I think they were trying to execute the play, right? And then it broke down, and so as their coach, I should have called a timeout, to get it situated and give us the best chance for another shot. But sometimes you have to have, like, there's a player, coach trust too, that you've got to have, and you've got to let people, let players do things at times and give them, the confidence that you believe in them too, right? And that was certainly one of those moments. But I should have called timeout because they were situated. It was way too delayed, and I didn't do it. So that's on me.
Firm was so good yesterday, held scoreless today, and Kwani just 2 points. What were their bigs doing defensively to frustrate you guys down low?
Yeah, I mean, they were playing the whites, or playing back, and forcing our guards kind of in there. And then they were there to guard our guys and then switch off at the last second. Now, we were able to get some offensive rebounds because of that. That's one of the reasons our guys were on that glass, today, and some of the misses, near the rim. And so I'm excited about that. It was something that we highlighted yesterday, going into this game, is that we have some athletic guys, and we're not,
Toby especially.
Yeah, we're not seeing the fruits of what we're doing. We're measuring it every game in terms of crashing the glass and who's doing it and who's doing it well. We were just shy of 90% against Iowa State. I think we were 85 or something like that, but we didn't bear any fruit from it. And so we talked to the guys about, like, 90% is the goal every time of like, if you're a crash guy, you go. And so we talked a lot about, like, well, now we got to start, like, coming up with something. Like, you're going, all right, but we're not doing something right when we get in there. So let's figure out, like, what that might be. And it was great to see, the guys come up with something today. That was a big reason why we were able to hang in the game.
You mentioned the dependency on Max offensively. I think ended up collectively 6 of 22 from 3. What do you feel like you want to see, what you guys need to do to get everyone else going from outside?
Yeah, I mean, it's more movement, it's trying to get guys leads to get to the basket. It's hard because, we're not, putting 5 shooters out on the court, right? And so it is what it is. There's certain guys that, like the shot that Toby made in the corner, like, that's the shot that he's got to shoot. And, that's the shot that he's repped, over and over again. He's not able to come off a screen or do it off the bounce like Max is able to do, but he has other gifts, right, that we've got to utilize. And I think you saw some of those today, like above the rim. Like, he's tough, on that baseline, catching and finishing. Got the and one, like, he's a physical guy. And so he's got a really bright future, and he's not the only one. Wasn't Bell's day today, although I thought he played pretty well down the stretch. Jason gave us some great minutes, today. Fats in the first half, was really solid and I thought played well, even though I wish we had that one play back, in transition, but he knocked the free throws down. So there's certainly some bright spots, but no one in that locker room is satisfied with losing, obviously. So we've got to make sure that we do better.
Coach, Sunday's game, it's going to be an emotional game for the fan base. How do you keep the players' emotions in check?
Yeah, I mean, we got guys in the locker room, that obviously we're brothers with these guys, right? And they're coach. Like, that's not an easy thing, and so we all have to be mindful of that. but it can't be about that, all right, for either team. You know, it's our team. This is just the next opponent, you know, for us. And you know, we've got guys on our roster that know nothing about, you know, about that, the staff or the players that are, you know, there. And so it'll be weird for them, you know, but that's college basketball nowadays. It is what it is, you know. And so, you know, we've got to mentally prepare for that in the right way, and certainly be respectful of them, because we have a ton of respect for them and all that they did, you know, their coaching staff and Nick and Ace, what they did for this program, and we're so proud of them. But, you know, it's competition time. Like, the ball's going to be tipped up. It's going to be out the window at that point. We got to play.
Coach, one more time.
How many
here.
questions are you guys?
Is this a problem?
Where's our guy in here? Where's
I know.
Chris? What is he doing?
Can you walk me through the final play? If it works perfectly the way you designed it, how would it
Zeb
play
gets
out?
a layup.
Okay.
He edges the guy, gets a layup. Bell screens for Max. If he sees Max, he's free to flip it over there for a 3 in the corner for Max. But we were fine taking the 2. He had the choice, 2 or 3. They helped. He couldn't get through. Simple as that.
Appreciate it.